All right, thanks, guys. Bocchetti Sai takes on Coriaci Galovi in a 1:50 p.m. Eastern puck drop. Coriaci's the underdog at plus $1.35 with the total at 11.5 flat. The draw is currently plus 525, and if you like Bocchetti getting the job done in this spot here, they're a plus money favorite at plus 105 on the money line and plus $1.40 laying the goal and a half. And before we go ahead and break this one down, I just have to quickly remind you that we improved to 7-2 yesterday in our last 9 Dog of the Day tier membership plays on patreon.com/BrockPage. Of course, that's a website that I operate that gives you premium daily sports picks beginning at just $1.99 through the end of the month. And yesterday's Underdog tier membership winners going to improve our record to 10-3 in our last 13 Underdog tier package plays on that website. We're also currently 9-2 with a push in our last 12 daily extra pick tier package plays on that website as well. Good for 82% during that span. And we'll get to talking a little bit more about that in just a second. But before we go ahead and move on, let's go ahead and dive back into this Bocchetti-Coriaci contest. And of course, if you're leaning toward Coriaci, they've dropped 2 out of their last 3, including a 7-5 loss to this very Bocchetti squad, where they gave up 4 goals in the first period alone. They also lost to Gladiator 9-7 during that span as well. Coriaci's 1-3 record in their last 4 is good for just 25%, as they found themselves giving up a total of 26 goals in those 3 losses. They're also 0-2 straight up in their last couple of head-to-head matchups with Bocchetti. And speaking of Bocchetti, they've been victorious in 2 out of their last 3, including a nice hard-fought victory over Somi 5-4. Bocchetti's also been very sound defensively, giving up just 4 goals per game on average in their last 3 as well. Their 3-1 record in their last 4 is good for 75%. They're also 4-3 straight up in their last 7. Now, total-wise, 2 out of Bocchetti's last 4 got over the total of 11.5 goals. Matter of fact, 5 out of their last 7 got over that number as well. Meanwhile, on the other side, Coriaci's coming fresh off a game that got well over 11.5 total goals himself. Matter of fact, their last 6 straight got over that total. Might not be too bad of a spot here for an overplay. But with all that said and done, give me Bocchetti plus 105 getting the job done for some money line cash. And the over 11.5 in that contest. And of course, before we go ahead and move on, just want to take another quick timeout and welcome you to the show. Got some lines of personal leans out for Wednesday's hockey action. And happy Wednesday to you. Happy hump day to you. Hopefully you're having a good week. The weekend is right around the corner. Now, before we go ahead and move on with the program, I just want to quickly remind you once again to check me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage, where once again, we improved to 7-2 in our last 9 Underdog tier package plays on that website yesterday, and that's good for 78% in that category. We're also 9-2 with a push in our last 12 extra daily pick tier package plays, good for 82% in that particular category as well. Of course, that's a very good package for us right now. Now, we do daily premium sports picks on that website beginning at just $1.99 through the end of the month. We also have a bunch of different memberships, tiers, and packages that you can subscribe to. Currently, we have well over 575 members signed up and active on that page. We'll bill you the day you sign up, and then the first of every month following that. Now, you might be wondering, why would all those folks sign up to receive Patreon picks where they can get them right here for free on YouTube? And that's certainly a great point, a great concern. But there is a big problem with me handicapping every single game that's on the board, side and total. And the problem is this. If you were to bet every single game that's on the board that I put out here on YouTube, side and total, you're virtually guaranteeing yourself failure. And I know that sounds crazy, but you just got to hear me out here for a sec. If you're going to go ahead and bet every single game that's on the slate with your hard-earned money, it's certainly not a winning formula for success, and as a matter of fact, it's a recipe for disaster. The books are way too smart, they're way too sharp. They have a lot more money than you and I do combined to be able to absorb that kind of action. And most important, guys, the math becomes aggressively against you the more and more games you play like that. So what I do on Patreon is I make life a lot easier for you. I break it down and focus in on just 3 to 4 premium selections per day. They're high percentage picks, games that I personally have action on. And I'll tell you this much, my current Patreon record is a whole lot better than it is here on YouTube, handicapping every single game that's on the board, side and total. And the good news is this: if you want to go ahead and check out my current Patreon record, you can actually do that for free right now. It's located right on the homepage, and once again, that is patreon.com/BrockPage. All you have to do is click the link in the description section below, and I'll also include a link in the comment section below as well. And of course, without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive back into some more free lines and personal leans right here on YouTube. All starts Eastern Standard Time. And on deck, we have Gladiator taking on Voini Somi in a 2:50 p.m. puck drop. Somi's the plus money favorite at plus $1.15, and the total at 8.5, juice to the over. The draw is currently plus 425. And if you like Gladiator in an upset, they're plus 120 on the money line and minus 250 catching the goal and a half. And speaking of Gladiator, they're coming fresh off a solid victory over Bocchetti, where they held their opponent to just 2 goals the entire game. Gladiators also coming off a 3-game win streak, including a 5-3 victory over Somi during that stretch. Their 4-1 record in their last 5 is good for 80% during that span. They're taking on a Somi team who's coming off a 9-6 loss to Coriaci, giving up 4 goals in the final minutes of that contest. Somi's lost their last 3 straight, along with dropping 5 out of their last 7. They also struggled with Gladiator in their last outing, scoring just 3 goals in that contest. Now, total-wise, 2 out of Somi's last 3 got over the total of 8.5 goals. 6 out of their last 8 also got over that number as well. Meanwhile, on the other side, 6 out of Gladiator's last 9 got over that number themselves. I'm going to go ahead and lean toward the over in this spot here. Give me this Underdog Gladiator squad plus $1.20 and the over 8.5 in that contest. All right, next and final matchup for the show, it is going to be Oneni Pantera squaring off against Zukavaya Atoka in a 6:50 p.m. Eastern puck drop. Pantera's the plus money favorite at plus 105 and the total at 12.5 flat. Currently, the draw is plus 525. And if you like Atoka in an upset, they're plus 115 on the money line and minus $2 catching the goal and a half. And speaking of Atoka, they're coming fresh off a bad 6-goal loss to this very Pantera squad. They gave up 5 goals in the first to put themselves in an inescapable hole. They also lost their last 2 straight, including a tough loss to Bystreet where they blew a 3-goal lead, giving up 5 total goals in the final minutes. Atoka's 1-3 record in their last 4 is good for just 25%. They're also giving up 8 goals per contest on average in their last 4 as well. They're taking on a Pantera squad who's on a 2-game winning streak, including a multiple-goal victory over Lutier, where they scored 11 goals in that contest. Their 3-1 record in their last 4 is good for 75%. They also gave up 4 goals or less in 2 out of their last 3 victories. Now, total-wise, 2 out of Pantera's last 3 got over the total of 12.5. Meanwhile, on the other side, 2 out of Atoka's last 3 got over that number themselves. Looks like a nice spot for an overplay here. Give me Oneni Pantera plus 105 and the over 12.5 in that contest. All right, let's go ahead and dive into some shout-outs. And from the Patreon platform, shout-out goes to Brian T., Jose Lopez, Jay Williams, Dwayne McNeil, Brandon Saunders, Infad Med, Marcus Glass, and D-Man. Shoutouts from Instagram, Dan Dynamite, Jordan Cornelius, Cody Dunlap, Nurse Iscali, Willie Slade, Luis Herrera, Sarah Ill, and Bubba Jonesy. And finally, from the YouTube platform, shout out to Billy Boogaloo, Sauce Sensei Master Drip Lord, Almighty Addo TV, Jime Band Solutions, Gio Lopez, Ronald Brown, Sophie75, and last but certainly not least, got to give a shout out to the big NC Dinos fan out there. Shout out goes to Soy K. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Once again, don't forget to check me out on Patreon. But most importantly, guys, I got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. Happy Wednesday to you. Happy hump day to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage.